This episode is powered by Signburst Workstations, graphic design and RIP computers for sign and vehicle wrap shops.
All right, let's go.
So what about, we were talking about a little bit out there. So the glass on the excavator, was it?
Real glass.
Really?
Yeah.
All the way through? No way.
Real glass.
Yeah. I thought it was plexi because I've seen the videos. So.
No, because plexiglass, it doesn't block any of the sun heat at all. Like, it has no protection on it. And in excavators, you still have to have some of that protection when you're in there, because if not, people work 10 to 8 hours a day inside of that, that it has to have some type of protection from the sun while working in it.
I would think it would be dangerous having glass in it, though. That's where my mind went.
Oh, because it shatters?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think the arm is so long that, like, you can't really hit a tree unless, like, you're not paying attention.
Sure. That's probably why I don't need to be in an excavator, because that's where, if I'm thinking about having an accident,
like that big old body.
Doesn't sound good. So that's
funny. But actually, I think the tractors are big enough that it sits in the middle. So you would hit the tree with like a tractor first before you hit the square with it. But they have AC inside of there as well to help keep it down. But if they had AC and plexiglass, it wouldn't matter.
So I've seen like the Instagrams like of those guys that like they deck them out. Like they're like,
they care about them.
Yeah.
Those are their babies.
Yeah.
I wish they cleaned them more.
Yeah. That's what you were saying. Like it was like the fertilizer. It was rough.
Yeah. Every farmer has chicken poop as their fertilizer. So they just like pull the tractor up. And
what kind of farm was it? Do you know? Like, was it like a dairy farm or like a...
I don't know what type of farm. I don't
chicken
know what type
farm,
of farm it was.
I don't know.
I think they grew crops.
Oh, okay.
On it. But it wasn't crop season for them. Whatever crop they grew, it wasn't there. So like when I came, I was confused. I was like, where's the poop? Where's the poop for?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see animals. I don't see no crops. And he was like, oh, that's chicken poop. It's a fertilizer. I was like, you should have told us.
Yeah. You should have heads up.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a price. If I got to smell poop all day, we got to charge accordingly.
Flies. I mean, it was flies getting in the tent.
Yeah. God, yes. Yeah. So how did he find you?
A referral.
Yeah, really? Okay.
So when I first was like 4 months in the business, I got my first tractor trailer, and they found me on TikTok. Like the first time I posted about it, because I think people never really seen a tractor trailer get tinted before.
Okay.
So I posted it and it gained a lot of traction. And it's like a couple 100,000 views. So somebody in the city who owns a landscaping company ended up seeing the video, and he wanted his tractor tinted. And this was over a year ago. This person popped up a year later and was like, hey, my friend from such and such said that you tinted his tractor trailer. Can you tint ours as well? Or excavator, can you tint ours as well? So it happened there. And I got another call last week from the same person. So it all trickled from that one person that found me on TikTok.
That's wild. Is it Ace of Shades on TikTok as well?
Ace of Shades NC.
NC?
Yeah.
Lambert? Think you can hit us with a little bit of the tractor trailer video?
The tractor trailer?
I'm interested now. It's funny though, because that's how I found you, was on social media.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok?
Instagram. And I can't remember the first video that I seen, but I seen like several back to back, like pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But the reason
I'm consistent.
I know.
Can't get you out of my head. Can't get out of your head.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I seen like, I can remember seeing the first video and think, I obviously like I've been paying more attention to the window tint and paint protection film space. So it wasn't crazy that I seen a window tinter, right? Mm-hmm. But I was just like, oh, okay, just another window tinter, no big deal. I've seen I've seen thousands, and then I seen another video, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something to the effect where you had said something about making a mistake or something, and I was like,
I burned a hole.
Hold up. Car. Hold on. Wait a second. And it got me to stop because, like I told you earlier, I don't hear
People
that.
don't admit that.
No. Everybody acts like they're perfect. Like they're the best in the best. And so.
Even some of the comments, people's like, oh my God, you don't know how to tint. Who tints like this? And this is why.
Oh, this is the excavator.
That one. No, that was the most recent one. So you guys scroll down.
Okay, I thought.
You on IG. You guys scroll. I should probably pin it for you.
So.
How far down you reckon?
Oh, we going down. I post every day.
Is it on TikTok? Is it easier to find on TikTok?
It is on TikTok. Let me post it for y'all.
Right.
Or pin it.
Live action.
So,
Oh, actually, it's pinned on my TikTok.
see?
TikTok. Let's go to TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. It caught my attention because, like I said, I just didn't hear a lot of people talking about that. And so like it instantly kind of separated you.
Yeah.
You know,
I made a lot of mistakes before, but that was the first time I actually like got on camera to talk about it. And the reason why is because like I have a mentor. And so with my mentor, he does social media as well in the space, the industry we're in.
okay.
He's very successful with it. And so one of the things he always said was like, when you're going through a problem, stop in that moment and record because somebody else has gone through that problem as well. If you're having an issue, somebody else has had that issue as well.
Sure. But I mean, that's a pretty bold, it's got to be scary, right? I
It
mean,
was scary. I sent it to like my mom, my husband, my sister, my friends, all before I posted it. I'm like, how do you feel about this video? Because the one thing I didn't want was for me to post it and then people be like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing.
Sure.
I'm not going to take my car to her because she's going to mess it up.
so but you said that happened.
Yeah, so some people did comment on it as far as like, you don't know how to tint, this is what you do, da, da, da. But I got way more positive comments than I got negative comments. So most people was like, wow, that's customer service. Like, as long as you got it taken care of, like, I will definitely come back to you based on your honesty and your integrity. Like, I will come back to you.
Sure.
Or I will shop with you just because of that. And I've had clients book me because of that video. Yeah, they was like, we could trust you.
Well, I think the most recent one that I seen was the Porsche one, and
The crack windshield?
yeah. I know that hurt too. But it was cool because like one, I think so did you
I wasn't even gonna post that.
Okay.
Because I was like,
it's a good video.
it did well too. It did.
It's
but
a good video.
I wasn't gonna post it because I felt like
it's good on like multiple levels, right?
thank you.
It's good because it stops people like me in my tracks. Like I said, I look at thousands of videos and it's so hard for people to
Separate yourself.
It is, right? Like I said, there's another tenor. What are you going to, another time lapse. What are we going to see here? The same old thing. Yeah. Right. But I get it, right? They're trying to produce content. They're trying to make content. At least they're posting something,
Right. That's
so
bigger than most people.
right. So it's like, I respect it, but from a consuming, like as I'm consuming content, it's like, it just, you just get to that like,
Yeah, when you have so many things in the world, you got 3 seconds to catch their attention.
Right. So then like hearing you say like, oh, I screwed this up. It's like, hang on. So you get me to stop. I felt like it takes a lot. Like, not that I'm special or anything. I'm so saturated. Yeah. Like it's like, I've seen so much of it that it's hard to get me to stop. So then I stop and then, you articulate it well. Like, so it's not just
Oh, you think so?
I think so. Yeah.
You think it like, dang, I sound a little slow.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No. Well, and maybe I do think that women get a little bit of a break on social media, just a little bit, not much, just a little tiny bit.
Tell me your why.
I'm just okay. So, guys, right? It's again, like we can easily fall into a category of the same old stuff, right? Like, here's another dude that's going to tell me how to wrap a fender. Like, what kind of value is he really bringing? Like, there's nothing that stands out significantly about him. It's just another person. Whereas, a pretty lady, right? At least at that point, like there is some sort like, if somebody sees a video and they say, oh, wow, she's pretty, that's enough to at least get them to stop for a second. Whereas if they see my mug, they're like, oh, scroll. I don't want to see that.
Bye.
Like, what are you doing? Get out of here, right?
Just another mustache.
Maybe you should come on camera with a mask.
I'm not against it.
Have you seen the videos of I guess what's his name from Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah,
The
the dad.
Yeah. The main character. They have a mask that's like I don't know, it's like stockings or whatever, and it goes over there, and and it's crazy how real it looks.
I think I have seen. I know what you're saying.
But that would grab people's attention.
For sure. I mean, for some reason, I feel like you telling me to cover my face was a compliment. I really do. I felt like
I was giving you a point about what can catch people's attention. Because I do believe that it is harder for a male, because it's a male dominant industry.
It is.
So you see males in it all the time. It's nothing really different. So you have to have something that really stands out, whether it's your voice, whether it's the way your energy comes on screen, or if you're handsome. But I mean, the handsome, you got to be like on
a whole nother level.
Like ripped.
And I work out, I try to eat healthy, but it's hard to separate yourself from that. But
I get that.
It's tough. It's hard. So, and it's
work on my nerves.
And it's one of those things where it's like, so there's on the front end, yes, there's a little bit of that's going to get them to stop, but then you kind of not, so I don't know how you'll take this, but you better kind of have your shit together pretty good or they're just going to tear you to shreds. Right. Yeah. So like I'm guilty of it. So I did a series called Rap Reactions where I would see somebody's video and then I would just react back to it and just kind of try to give my true thoughts. And
was it negative?
Sometimes it was positive, but it was in my head, I was doing it anyway. So it was like, just film yourself, since you're doing it, just film yourself doing it and then post that. So it became easy to make that sort of content. But when you're looking at somebody's content, if it's funny, if people don't pay attention to like how they're reacting to something in their head, when you start to record it, you become very aware of like, okay, so you're pretty. Oh, okay, so you can talk good. Okay, so where's the mistake? Because I know you're not perfect, right? So then
figure every other thing
right. So like it can quickly turn into like you're a constant negative thing. So it's like you have to almost like
blocking.
You got to center yourself a little bit and get your mind right, where it's like, okay, I just consume the content for what it is, and then have a genuine response to that.
Yeah. I get that you can have it at like where everything else seems good and you try to find out.
Right.
That's just human.
It's human.
Natural human.
Yeah. Because, and it's not, again, like it sounds negative, but it's like, I know you're not perfect. So it's like, then you start looking for those things and it can get away from you. And so it's like having a positive outlook on stuff, like going in and saying, okay, what is that trick? What is that technique? What's that tool? Like there's something there that I can learn or I can grow from. And
I think that's what has helped me with my content is because like, I try not to have those thoughts because I look at it as like, when you do have those thoughts is something in you maybe be like intimidated, like why is this person getting all of this and I'm not, and I know I'm a better installer, I'm a better content creator, I articulate
so
better.
Like it's jealousy, it's envy, it's all the bad stuff, right? And so when you get on the internet, like it breeds that stuff.
Yeah,
it does.
Pulls it out, and you just you and yourself and your thoughts. So who's going to correct you?
Exactly. Well, and that's why I say recording it for me was like eye opening to where it was like, bro, you're just a fucking hater. That's all you're doing. Like, we get off the internet. Like, so, but then it made me aware.
It definitely helps you
aware.
Yeah, like seeing yourself in real time definitely does make
because
you aware.
it's easy to
find something negative
with somebody else, right? But then when the camera goes the other way, then now it's
it's personal.
Oh yeah, right now it's me. So right, and I'm just as critical of I'm more critical of my stuff than I am anybody else's.
You have to be.
Yeah, and having that's another thing. Like having people like Josh around and make for me, it's a lot easier. And it sounds like you've got a process for that too with your family and stuff like that. So is that something?
My team member, he's my installer / videographer.
That's
so cool. He got the job. He was like, dang, I got a job I never applied for. Neither one of them he applied for, but he was at the right place, right time,
and he
got both jobs.
He can do it.
He learned how to do it.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Sometimes that's the best thing is like if you've got. I always tell people, especially in trainings, it's like if you're looking to hire off of integrity, not off of skill.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Well, you have to have some skill. So you have to have a baseline knowledge for me. But our biggest thing we look for is your mindset, your character, integrity. Because, in this industry, like, it gets overwhelming very, very, very quickly.
100%.
If you have a full day, if you're dealing with difficult clients, sometimes the job may go wrong over and over and over again, where you got to keep doing a panel or a windshield multiple times, and people will get overwhelmed really quickly, and they can't handle that pressure.
That's right.
And so, character, mindset, customer service, those are the biggest things. You got to have a little bit of experience.
Yeah,
those are the biggest things I look for. Because a lot of times people, if you got experience, you're hired on a team. But you got bad customer service.
So what do you think builds the best customer service? Like if somebody came to you and said, I used to do this, what is that job that you think that prepares them best to handle customer service?
Fast food.
Really?
Fast food.
You answer that quick too.
Yeah. Because I was in the server industry.
Okay.
I worked at a restaurant when I was a teenager. And
fast food's got to be tough too. Boy, that will chew you up.
Especially when you're a waitress, because you get, $7.25 an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, not $7.25.
No,
you get
$2.25
an hour. So it was all about your hustle, and not only are you cutthroat with the other servers trying to get tables, if the management's not right and putting out tables correctly, but then also you're trying to like, even if everything in the kitchen goes wrong, and it has nothing to do with you as a server,
Right.
you're the face of that interaction between the customer and the restaurant. And so you're having to like figure out.
It's your fault no matter what. If everything goes wrong, it's on you.
And you still got to clean up after them. You still got to service them with no tip. So it builds a lot of character because like at the end of the day, I still have to service this person when I know I'm not getting a tip from this. Yeah. When I know that they're dissatisfied with me, they don't want to talk to me. Sure. But it builds a lot of character. So I think restaurant, because that's when people treat you the worst at that. Because if it's not tip top up to par, they're going to treat you like you're nothing. And they look down on restaurant.
Sure.
People who like work at McDonald's or Burger King, things like they look down on those type of people. But everybody got to start somewhere.
That's right.
Like, it's more than just, I'd rather you do that than be robbing.
Right.
Stealing.
Yeah, 100%.
Hustling out here.
Right. Yeah. All right. So, Lambert, we're going to.
Trailer.
Yeah. I wanted to see this. So,
it's so crazy. How I got this job, they asked me, did I know how to tint a tractor? I told them yes. Yeah. This is my first one. Oh. They didn't know though.
But that's so like again, the authenticity with you is just fantastic because that's real. That's real life. If somebody calls me and I've never done a project, I'm saying yes.
I'll say yeah with all the confidence.
Yep, all the confidence. Because at the end of the day, right? A window is a window. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you're willing and able.
Yeah, I was there all day figuring that out.
What was the big challenges with this?
It's bubbly.
Okay.
So so I had to learn how to. I'm pretty sure some people make it in one piece. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I was barely into the industry, so I didn't know how to make that all into one piece of a window.
It's funny because when you said tractor trailer, I instantly was thinking more like a on the road tractor, like something like a big truck or that's what I in my head.
18-wheeler.
18-wheeler. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Nah, this the real tractor.
So when he pulled it up, I was like, oh, that's the wrong video. That's not right. Trying to find the right one. But so you
see how that top part and the bottom is clear? Yep. Got two-piece that bottom part. Now these, so it was a different price. So if you wanted one piece, it's this price. If you wanted a two-piece, sure. It's going to be, of course, less of it. But this is all I always feel like I put myself in positions where I can grow in, even if I don't know what I'm doing, and give the client. So even though I told them I know how to do it, I give them the option of two-piece, one-piece, and they chose two-piece, sure. Cheaper option. Yep. So I knew I could accomplish the two-piece. I mean, I probably would have accomplished the front for one-piece, but it would take all day long. Sure. But I really believe in like putting yourself in all these environments to grow because it's the only way you're going to know. So when I went and did the next one, I did it in one piece. Yeah. Because I learned how to manipulate the film.
Did you even offer them the two-piece?
No.
Just
didn't even offer. Yeah, I didn't even offer the two-piece because that was real like amateur.
Yeah.
But it got the job done, and it opened up a whole new door of clients for me by doing that. And people watched it online. They saw how I do the process, and they still booked. I mean, it got over 700,000 people, and most of it is all good comments. So even consumers didn't even know what I was doing.
No, that's cool. So how does that? So a lot of people think that the conversion from social media, so like you post a video and then maybe you'll get some work from it. But it sounds like from that, at least that experience with you, the word of mouth is still, it's still important.
Word of mouth is huge. Yeah. I just made a content video on this yesterday.
Really?
With my husband. Yeah. So we were talking about how we got our clients, and he started more so with word of mouth. I started with social media, but now within like the last year, so after a year in business, I started doing way more word of mouth. And I think that's huge because a lot of times when you get word of mouth, people already trust you when they come to you because somebody already have a good reference. They already seen your work. People speak highly of you. And so I think word of mouth is huge. And like my big contracts are mainly like word of mouth. Like somebody spent a couple $1,000s, that's word of mouth right there, not Google.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been doing it?
2 years. So 2 years was June. So about 2 years and a few months.
How did you get into it? Yeah.
So
I mean, I gotta know. I got to. You knew it was coming.
Yeah. So I ended up leaving. I was an IT specialist. I have an IT background. Okay. Prior service, military, got out, went government. And
what branch of the military?
Army.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the Army. And I got out, moved to North Carolina. I was in Kentucky at my last duty station. I started working for the government, and I feel like I lost my purpose by working for the government, because in the military, like, I was an NCO, so I had soldiers beneath me. We had missions we were going on, and so with that, like, I had a sense of purpose of going to work every day.
Okay.
We were getting a mission done every day, or I was taking care of people every day. So when I went government side, you, as a 9 to 5, you just have a one role, and your one role is what your one role is. Like, you don't see the third, fourth, fifth trickle effect, the final project.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Just, here, this is your responsibility. You do this, check the box, and
it was sent to the next person.
Yeah.
And so with that, I was in cybersecurity. So I was always in the basement, no windows, no phones, disgruntled coworkers because they're like late 40s, 50s, and they just hating life. And I'm young, 20, 23, 24, and I'm just like bubbly, high energetic. So like I'm coming in there, high energy, and they're like, turn the lights out. It was just like a lot mentally, like it was just so much, like a lot going on.
Where are you from?
Virginia, Richmond.
Okay. So you went from Virginia, went to the Army, ended up in Kentucky, and then moved to North Carolina.
So Virginia, Georgia. For the Army.
Okay.
North Carolina, Kentucky, back to North Carolina.
Back to North Carolina. What made you come back to North Carolina?
My husband.
Okay.
So, well, he was my husband at the time, but we got together when I was in Kentucky.
Okay.
With long distance for a year. And
was he military?
He was military. So he was stationed here in North Carolina. Yeah, he was in North Carolina. He was stationed. But he ended up getting out too. And so he already bought a house here. He had life going on here. He got out before me. So we just came back to, I don't want to stay in Kentucky.
No?
No.
I don't know that I've ever been, but.
It wasn't bad. Like, when you think of Kentucky, you think of like animals, like rural, very like country, but it was built up. It was just, really? I mean, you had to drive an hour to get a nice dinner.
Sure.
And then with it, since you had to drive an hour, everybody had to drive an hour.
Sure.
So you had to make reservations like 2 weeks in advance to get dinner, because everybody would drive to this one city to eat dinner and stuff.
That's some country shit. I live in the country. It ain't anything like that. But
yeah, it's crazy, but it was a good, on the weekend it's gonna be packed.
Sure.
Out there.
You get to see some people, hang out.
Yeah. But
so IT.
Yeah. So
what made you go the IT route?
My mom.
Okay.
So my mom, when I was applying for jobs in the military, you gotta have like a certain score to get certain jobs. And so IT was one of the jobs that I qualified for. Mm-hmm. And my mom was already doing IT. So she was like, don't pick anything else because IT's like profitable.
Mm-hmm. It's not going anywhere. It's safe.
It's not going.
Oh, hold up.
That's what they say.
Yeah, maybe it is. I didn't know. Maybe I spoke too soon. I guess with AI, right?
AI, the cloud.
Yep.
Desktops, like normal desktops, they're getting rid of that.
Yeah.
Most people don't carry desktops, especially for work environment.
Sure.
They don't carry desktops anymore. They go to like something called Thin Client, which you can do that virtually at home. Mm-hmm. So IT, they are cutting jobs with it. But so my mom, but during that time in 2016, like, nobody knew about AI and where the route of IT was going. So she was like, go in this, it's going to be stable, which I'm grateful she did that.
Yeah.
So that's what made me go the IT route. But then once I was doing that and I was just miserable, I was getting miserable. And I was waking up at like 5 o'clock every day to be at work by 6. It was tough. And so I was missing out like with getting my son up in the morning, rushing home to give him a bath, dinner, had no time for the gym, still try to do like household chores. The money was great. Like being in cybersecurity at 23 years old, working for the government, I made really great money. But it provided a lot for me. I was able to buy a home. I was able to do a lot of things with it, but I was just unhappy with it. And I felt I had no purpose anymore. And it was just like I was in a constant hamster over and over every day, doing the same thing every day. And then my husband started a business, and I see him doing everything. Like he's going to this.
So he's you're all right. You need to grab it?
No.
Okay. He's detail, right?
He's a detailer.
So was the business he started, was that detailing?
Yes, the business he started, ATAs, was detailing business.
Gotcha.
Power washing and detailing when he first started. And so I would watch him. So he started doing content first, actually. Well, I was doing content in regards to like my IT career. So I was like recording. I thought it was super cool, like 23 years old in cybersecurity, work for the government. Like how many people get to say that?
Right. No, it sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
It is. Like, dang, that's cool.
But so I started recording like making lunch at the office or just my everyday job.
Yeah.
And so he was recording content within his business as well. And so I was just like sit at work and I'd be watching his content during like my breaks and stuff. And I saw like the reactions and the
like feedback from the
he was getting from the clients, and he would come home happy, and I'm coming home like exhausted, burnt out.
Sure.
I remember we used to get it's funny, we used to get in arguments because sometimes I would come home from work and I wouldn't want to cook dinner. So my husband's not a cooker at all.
Okay.
We got past that argument.
Okay. I get it.
But one thing he would do is he'd make sure that kitchen clean every night.
Okay.
So that's the trade-off.
Hey, that's a good trade-off.
Great trade-off.
That's a good.
I hate dishes.
Well, earlier you said you are a foodie.
I am a foodie, so I love cooking.
You do like to cook. Okay.
I feel like it's my love language.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
do you have a favorite? Do you lean one?
I love soul food.
Yeah?
I love soul food.
Like,
I'm surprised I'm not big.
Really?
Because the way we eat soul food.
That's funny.
Because of my job, though. It's because I'm up and moving all the time, sweating all the time. But it was something about I was saying about we got to arguing with.
Oh yeah. So you two you were arguing, I think, about social. Maybe he would come home happy. You were.
Oh yes. Yeah. So he would. Sometimes I'd be so burnt out from the job, like mentally drained, that I'll come home and I was like, I do not want to cook today. Like, could we just eat something out? And of course he'll agree, but it was like he's like real not like a big eater out person.
Sure.
And so I remember we got in an argument before, and he was like, I was like, I'm tired. He was like, what do you mean you tired? Like, I worked all day. Like, you went to an office, sat behind a desk, but I'm in a 98-degree weather, detailing 8 cars. What do you mean you're tired? And we were just going back and forth at it. And recently I had like a flashback to that incident. And I was thinking to him, because I used to be like, what do you mean? Like, I work 8 hours just like you a day, or I work the same amount of hours you do a day. Like, of course I'm tired. But then what I think he didn't understand was like the mental drain. Like you're coming home excited, high energy still, even though you are like physically tired because of what you did, but you were happy at work every day. Yep. I go into this draining, and I feel like energy is real.
100%.
And so like everybody around me is drained energy, and I'm trying to like keep up a positive.
So
draining.
I thought that I was like the most extroverted person in the world. When you get into like training, like when you go into like training people, and you've got 10 or 15 people that are just pulling at you all day, and they're not in a bad way, like they just want to learn, and they're trying to gain as much knowledge, but you got to be on all day long. And it's like after a week,
I just want to stop talking,
right? Like the last thing I want to do, so I come in and Dana's like, what, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Then they feel like you got an attitude.
Right. Yeah. You've been gone for a week. Anything you want to talk about? No.
Nothing.
I'm good. Last thing I want to do is
tell you about it.
It's funny, the other night when we got back from doing that van, or no, the truck. Mm-hmm. It was like, I don't know, 10 o'clock. And the new like prequel to Outlander. I don't know if you've ever watched Outlander. It's a thing.
It's a thing
with my wife, and I like it too. But they started a new prequel to it, and I was excited about it. But like, I'm just like I want to enjoy that you enjoy this so bad, but like, I'm probably gonna fall asleep.
But it's tough, right? Like it's hard. Like you said, it's just mentally draining. Like especially in a negative. Like, thank God that I enjoy training and I enjoy people. Yeah. But like, if I like had to like dread it, golly, it'd be 10 times worse. Yeah. There's no way I could do it.
Yeah. And that was my biggest thing, was just like how much I started dreading going to work. Like I was calling out for stupid stuff. Yeah. Like I would wake up and just like, let me send a text. My head hurt.
Head's hurting. Not doing it.
Yeah, it's raining today. Yeah. Call it out. It's not sunny. Call it out. Like, it was every excuse I could find to call out of work, because I was just so unhappy with being there.
Right.
But even though I called out of work, I wouldn't just stay in bed or stay home all day. Those days I called out of work, I would go to the jobs with my husband. And so I would learn his process, learn his detail. And I saw it in the first, like, eyes first now, like the connection he was making with his clients and how appreciative they were. And I saw the sense of purpose that he was doing as far as like helping people. And that's like what I felt like I was missing, was like I don't feel like I'm doing anything important no more. Because I went from 18 to 24 doing something important where people are grateful for the things that I do. I get thanked almost every day for my service, or I'm taking care of people. I'm responsible for people. I'm responsible to make sure missions are completed. I'm getting graded on these type of things. And then I go to somewhere where it's just like, you're just another number. You're just another person. Right. We want you just to work, and throw all these extra tasks on you because you're young. I remember it was like, yeah, you're young and fresh. Why can't you do all these things? I have like 12 extra duties on my job. I was like, I'm this young. Like, I don't, like, chill. Like, I like the job, but chill. I'm not that grown yet.
One person too. You know what I mean? Like,
it was,
you do so much.
I used to ask for help from my boss, and he would say he would give me help. He would have a contractor come in there, help me out, and nobody would help. So it would just be like, I was like Fort Bragg is the second biggest installation. And so we're managing over 18,000 soldiers. I'm one person for those 18,000 soldiers. And so like when I'm asking for help, if I took one day off of work when I called out of work, I come back 300 emails. Like that's overwhelming on top of like I still got to do my daily jobs.
Sure.
And catch up with what that was. So it was just a lot. And so my husband was doing all those things. Every day I was looking forward every day to watching his stuff when I wasn't with him.
Just the content. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. And then it got to a point where I was just making it a decision to go out there every single day or those days where he needed help. Because during the time in the beginning, like you don't have help. It's just you.
Right. Yeah.
And so like when those days I knew he was struggling, he had like a fully booked day, he needed help, I would go out there with him to help. And so he started opening my eyes. I come from a 9-to-5 background. Mm-hmm. So I never seen entrepreneurship, never knew anybody who ran a business. Anybody who ran a business, I'm not even gonna lie, they were white that I saw. So I never even saw somebody that was Black that ran a successful business. Like if you had a business as a Black person, it was like you were hustling. You weren't dressing professional, in uniform, articulating yourself. Like you were just like waking up, flip-flops on, going to work type thing, doing your thing. So I never saw a successful business. So even with seeing him do that, like it inspired me so much. And then he started bringing me around, because when you're a business owner, you meet other business owners.
For sure.
So he started bringing me around other business owners. And I saw all these different like successful people, young, all types of ages, older, younger, different races. And I was just like, whoa, this is crazy.
And I imagine it's like, even women, right? Like when you think about like how many, I don't know a whole lot of successful women entrepreneurs.
I haven't met. Well, I have now. I've met, but not in my space too much.
Right. But that's what I'm like, it's just that number comes down even more. So you start looking around and it's like all the people that you see that are doing it don't look like you. It's like, maybe it's not for me. Right. Yeah. I get that.
You don't even think about it. And especially like I said, I come from a family of 9-to-5. So even when they knew he was starting a business, the doubts coming from them, like, oh, what is he doing? What does he mean? Because my husband had a really great job working for the government as well, that he quit. And so when we're leaving these like consistent, stable jobs that pay great money, nobody understands it. They think we're crazy, and you're only in your 20s. Why are you making such a
You are a little
drastic,
crazy.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Only to work.
Just a little bit, right. And then once it starts to work, then it's like, well, you got lucky.
Now you're asking.
You got lucky.
Yeah. No, this is hard work.
Yeah, for sure.
But, so yeah, after seeing all that, we were sitting on the porch just on one like Sunday morning. We was having coffee on the porch, and I was just sitting there. I was like, what do you think about starting a business? He was like, what do you mean? Like, what type of business you want to start? And I was like, how about I start window tinting? Because like I said, he introduced me to like his group of friends during that time where they all had businesses. And excuse me, I started to learn that everything that went into the industry. And so I noticed what I was picking up on was most detailers should learn how to window tint. And so why not, if we're a partnership, why not let you focus on detailing and you take it as far as you can go with that, and that be your sole main focus, run with it. And I'll take on the part of tinting, that way we don't lose that part, and I'll focus on that and I'll run with that. And then we'll intertwine our clients together, and that's what happened. So when I told him that, he got to calling his homeboys. He was like, "Oh my God, my wife wanted a window tint."
Now, were one of the guys that you met, were they a window tinter?
One of them was a window tinter. And not gonna lie, when he never said it out his mouth that he was like feeling some way about me window tinting, but we're not cool to this day. We're not cool.
It's tough, and it's
is.
funny because in window tinting, it's even stranger. Like, and when I say that, like obviously rappers are it's all film, right? At the end of the day, we're all on film, but it seems to be that
there's different levels of rapping though, because you got graphics.
Yep. Versus color change. Yeah. So, but it seems like in the
everything.
Right. In the graphic space though, so you say rappers and then you go graphics, right? Because my background's pretty much graphics. So you go into that and it's like, it's pretty open. Like we're all very cordial with one another. Yeah. Like, we're open to helping each other. We use each other as subcontractors, and it's a little bit more open. As you get further away from that, like, I started like really dabbling in like color change, and then that turns into PPF, and I'm getting closer and closer to window tint. It's like it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Where
people be surprised, like, y'all got drama in the window tint industry. I'm like, man, it's like high school.
It is. I had a guy call me the other day. He's a PPF guy, but it's real similar. And he was like, man, this guy's like bullying me.
A tinter?
Yeah, he's like threatening me. He's like, I'm on his turf. Like, I'm trying to get his customer. He's like, Scott.
Oh yeah, I've had somebody do that too. He called me on my phone.
He's like, I don't know how to handle this. Like, how do you approach that? And I'm like, man, you got to remember, and I think a lot of it. This is kind of my hard stance on this. I think the manufacturers kind of did it.
Oh, by the territory.
By the territory. I think they screwed up. I just don't. I understand why they did it, but I just don't think it was the right move.
I never understood it. I never went with a company that ever had like territory region, just because it doesn't make sense to me.
So if think of it like this, if you come to Asheboro, if you decide to move, you wanted to move to Asheboro, and I've already got an existing business here, and I'm wanting support from a manufacturer, and they're selling to me, and I'm buying a good amount of film, and then you come in and you set up shop. For me, as a business owner, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I don't want another window tint shop in my city, right? Like, wow, like, so then I would look back at the manufacturer and say, hey, if you support me, don't sell them film, right? Because I'm supporting you. I'm willing to work with you, right? You're going to have to back me up. And so I get that.
I'm so different because, like, I personally don't care. Like, the film Johnson window film that I'm with, they're not territory at all. So,
and a lot of newer brands aren't, right?
Well, they've been around since I think like the 60s.
Oh, okay. So sorry.
Yeah, he's been around a minute. Okay. But I think I feel like not at least in my city, not enough customers come in and ask about window film brands. So I probably had like maybe 3 people ask about window film brands. So that's a huge thing that I don't really care if somebody carries other brand as me. But also I feel like based on my brand, I'm not going to lose or gain. I may gain a client based on some brands. But for the most part, I'm not going to lose a client based on my brand. So if I have a tent shop literally a minute from me down the street, and if they were to pick up the same film brand as me, I wouldn't even care. Like, I wouldn't bet an eye. I would give you my contact. Go to Johnson.
And I guarantee you a lot of that has to do with your customer service, your ability to serve your customer. We just met, but I can tell that that's like very important to you.
Huge. I feel like put out B+ work, A+ customer service.
So
you would do a lot, very well in business.
So, but for a lot of tenners, they don't have personality. Listen, I'm not judging the community. I'm not. I don't want to be on record saying that I'm talking trash about the tenners.
But to get to caveat off of that, you're very, very true. Now, I'll say, because like a lot of the brand deals I do, they mention that a lot.
100%.
As far as, especially in the window tint space. Like a lot of times people come on there, tank top, white shirt, baggy shorts.
Well, I just seen it at the Chattanooga tint off.
Yeah, even a tint off.
The guy's pulling his shirt off. Or there was a guy that like pulled the quarter glass out of the car. And I'm like, God, guys, come on. You can't do that,
But I think
I get it. I understand it. I do. I really do. Because if I'm in my shop, I'm going to take my shirt off and ain't nobody here. That ain't nobody's business.
But ain't nobody there.
Ain't nobody there. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
That was a room full of people and on the internet.
Cameras. Yeah, I get it. So, but I understand, like, if that's your thing, like, if, like, I've heard, like, you've heard people, like, shaving their arms and they, like, there's certain things that people, like, you go crawling around in the back seat of a car, especially me. Can you imagine me in the back seat of a C8 trying to get that thing placed in?
Horrible.
Yeah, it would not go good. Or I guess it's a weird, but either way, it's a lot, right? So he felt comfortable and he did his thing. And so it is what it is. But for that personality type, I think it was a way for manufacturers to try to protect those guys. I think because it was, they maybe didn't have that skill set. Great tinters, wonderful tinters. They could do an excellent job, but it's not enough anymore. It's just not. You got to be a total package.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do a good job and be able to serve your customer. Because if you can't, tinters are going to find a brand to work with.
Yeah, so many films.
They're going to find a film to work with, and it's nowadays, like, there's a lot of really good film out there. Yeah. Like they're doing a really good job. So it's competitive.
Very.
So you need to have some of that. You can't just be
especially territory. I know when I came in the industry, like I said, the guy that was my husband's friend during that time, he was using a film brand that was close to our city. So everybody in our city pretty much used that film brand because it's right there.
Right.
And when I first started, I went to him and I was like, hey, do you mind teaching me how to tint? Granted, back then, I didn't understand the value of you need to pay for a service.
Sure.
Pay for time, pay for value, pay for knowledge, because this person had to go through trial and error. So I just went up there like, hey, you want to help me?
Like, we're friends.
Yeah.
Come on.
And his first comment was, you want me to help you so you can run me out of business in my city?
Ooh.
And that's where like it shook me to my core. And I was like, he kind of right, because I am going to run you out.
Yeah. For real though.
I'm not thinking like that.
No, but I mean, his point's true.
But he made a valid point. But
100%.
I was thinking so small back then that I was like, no, like, I want to work for you. Like,
sure.
You teach me how to tint, like, I will get a job and I'll work in your shop for you.
Yeah.
But he already knew the bigger scale that she's probably going to outgrow me. She's going to learn the skill and she's going to leave. And so.
And I'm sure you're seeing that now too.
Yeah, I see that now. So I get him. So that's why I don't fought him for that decision.
Sure.
Respectable. But then
but now there are ways to do that, right? Yeah. There are ways to like bring on people. Like, I mean, I've had tons of installers work with me, right? And if you know that it's coming, you can prepare for it. Like there's certain things that
people talk to you.
They know.
They talk.
Like they'll be honest.
You, like, I want to start a business.
That's right. So if you know that going in, it's not a shock. Like you don't need to be upset. Like
most people tell me that, like when the interviewing process, they'll be like, yeah, my goal is like to start a business, open my own shop. And I'm like, yep, you're not a fit for my company.
Right.
So I know that early on because I know you're only here for a short time to get to where you want to go. And that's not, if I can get 2-3 years out of you, I'm good.
Sure.
But most people who want to start a business, they won't give you that much time.
People forget, like, businesses are for profit. We're here to make money, right? Yeah. So if I'm willing,
I need longevity if I'm investing in you.
That's right. I'm going to invest in you short term. I got to get you up to speed where you're going to learn. You're going to waste film. You're using product, right? Like you're not really getting anything done. So we got to get through that to where you're actually making some money. That's right.
Yeah.
And then, and it seems as soon as they get to that point, then we can't do enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can do you need a car, you need a credit card, you need tools. Like what can I do to keep you here?
Yeah.
And it's the worst feeling, especially when you build a relationship with them. You know, they're friends. It's like, damn, like, I'm not just losing a good employee. I'm losing a friend.
Especially when you're a small business, because you work so close every day with them.
Yeah.
And so like losing them, I always say like a installer, it's harder to find an installer than it is to find a tent shop. Because, or to keep an installer than it is to like find a tent shop, because they hold the most power. They can up and leave and go to another tent shop. Right. They can up and go to another state tent. But you as a business owner, you're stuck with, you still got to run everyday operations.
You got to replace them. And those guys aren't just standing on the corner. You can't. And
jobs still coming in.
That's right.
At the same tempo that it was when they was there. Right. So I always say like they hold the most power in a way. And sometimes I know that, but that's why I feel like I focus so much on leadership in my business as well with my team members and developing them. And I never hold them back from their dreams. So like, even like we have one person on our team, he wants to start a power wash business. He has done so much for us since he came on our team that we still fully behind him with the power washing. Right. So he still works with us, but we also push his power washing business as well.
That's cool.
And it's a part of like development, because you've given us time. You've made us money to where we want to help you be successful as well. And in return, I feel like when you invest in people, they do feel more indebted to you to a certain extent.
So I got a friend of mine. He's from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Chris Ulmer is his name. He owns Crystal Coast Graphics. Super cool guy. I mean, he's so funny because he's one of those people that like when you see him, you're going to think one thing and then you get to know him and it's like, this is a completely different dude. This guy is just so cool. He looks like a nerd. I'll say it. He does. He just looks like your traditional, he just does. But then you meet him and you're like,
I want to go on record. I don't think he looks like a nerd.
He looks like a nerd. But he's into stuff. Like he nerds out on stuff. Like we got talking about CNC machines one day and I was like, you're a real nerd. Yeah, I kind of am a kind of nerd. But then at the same time, like he's just a cool guy. I respect him. He's a really good businessman. But he was telling me about how he's got this thing now where if he's got an employee that wants to go start a business, he says, perfect, let me invest.
We're going to get there.
Let me invest.
That's the goal. Yeah. I'm going to be your investor. Don't worry about it. Once we get the funds for that, let's invest. What you want to do?
I got your back. That's right. Yeah. And I when I first heard that, I was like, man, that's brilliant. That's so smart because you don't want to lose them. You know what I mean? And you have a relationship.
And you know their work ethic.
That's right. And you know what they're good at, what they're not. So you can help them navigate the business process. And so
I'll be your backing.
That's right. It's cool. It's a good way to look at it. You know what I mean? It gives people hope that, and then if it doesn't work out, well, guess what? You can come right back to work here. We're good.
Right.
We'll keep the train rolling, you know?
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people lack leadership. So like they'll have people come in.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I wanted to ask you, do you think that came from military or mentorship for you personally?
Military. Really?
Okay.
So being 20 in charge of like people older than me, they gave me a run for my money.
Sure. I get it.
And especially like being promoted within the same organization where you were just their peers. And so with that, I had good mentorships in the military.
Sure.
To where I learned how to separate feelings and be able to focus on the job, the mission at hand, and but also how to pour and develop people as well.
I'm sure you got pushback. I mean, golly.
Especially because I'm 20. Most people under me was like 25, 28, 30. Like,
sure.
They don't want to listen to me at all. So I definitely had that. And then like, they were trying me because we were just friends. I mean, we're still friends, but at the end of the day, you have to respect, like when we're at work.
That's right.
We can't be as friendly anymore because now I'm in charge of you. And if somebody saw that, like, that's a whole issue.
Sure.
So,
well, I mean, you're held responsible for them, right? So like their actions are a direct reflection of you. So it's like, hey, look, there's a time and place.
Even though we were just joking off last Monday, I got promoted Friday.
We got to go.
This Monday, like, I need you to do what I say.
Yeah, stay tight.
Yeah. And so, in the beginning, I had so much pushback from it. I mean, I was doing so much writing up, so much we call it counseling, which is like a performance review. Okay. And so doing like that smoking my soldiers till they understood like, but I would get down there with them. So like that's what like it's a big part of leadership a lot of people lack is doing it with your team. So yeah, I'm gonna smoke you because like you did the wrong thing, but I'm gonna get down here with you as well, because I'm gonna make sure you feel bad for what I'm doing as well. Like we're gonna do this together, and I'm gonna let you know like you messed up, but at the same time, like, it's okay. Like, we're going to get better, though. Your attitude's going to get better. We're going to get better. Life going to get better.
And it speaks a lot, too, because it's different. You know, if somebody's trying to tell you what to do and they don't know how to do it.
Dictatorship.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to control the situation. And it's like, no, if you're
I don't respect you as much.
Exactly, yeah. If you're down in the mud with me, like, and you know what it feels like, that's a different.
And we having a conversation while we down here. Like, we pushing it out. Okay, we have a push-up. Why are we doing push-ups? Let's talk about it. Yeah. What you going to do going better forward? Okay, you understand I'm your NCO? Got it. Okay, let's get up and let's move.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so with that, going into business, I just carried that same thing in there, and it worked so well because the person I hired on, we was in the military together.
Sure.
Even he used to be my boss in the military. Okay. He used to be my NCO in the military. And so now like the roles switch.
And Fayetteville is like a big military town.
It is a big military town.
So there's a lot of that culture there. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, okay.
And I've learned that I'd rather have military team members than non-military team members.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, if they can handle it.
Yeah, and that's the big thing I'm saying. Like thrive under pressure. Right. A lot of people who don't have that military background fold under pressure, and when things are overstimulated, overwhelmed. I even noticed it in my classes. Mm-hmm. Like when I have a student who's prior service compared to a student who has no service, I'll have those students who they gotta walk out and take a 30-minute break. Yeah, versus my military students, they're like, just keep moving, keep pushing, keep it pushing. And so yeah, I think like my military background definitely helped with my leadership
That's cool.
skills, because they were really big on like you need to be a leader. Like if you're in this position, that's right.
Yeah, you have to be, right?
Yeah,
you're
responsible.
It's yeah, because they can't afford to let things fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure it happens, but
of course it happens.
yeah, but
it happens.
You
but
best to stay on top of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest. But I think when you put leadership, and you're not just like being friends with your team member. We can be friendly, but in the day, like it's a time and place for everything.
Sure.
And a lot of people, when they bring a team member on, their friends, and they just want to kick it with them. We just chilling. They coming over to my house. We going out on the weekends.
And there is a fine line, you know.
Very fine line.
It's a fine line because there's a time and a place where
even with my team member, even though like we've been out before when we was in the military, like we used to party. Once he came to work for my business, you're never going out with me again on the weekend. Like we gotta separate. We're still very cool. Like we still have like we still have to talk personal. I still know his life. He knows my life to a certain extent.
Sure.
But that line between this is business, this is work, and friendship is completely just changed. Mm-hmm. Because one thing I don't want to do is, let's say like it does come to a point where we have to separate. Mm-hmm. I don't ever want the friendship and the business to be mixed. Like just because you're not a good fit for the business doesn't mean we can't be friends.
That's right.
But if we mix that together, you're gonna feel some type of way. I feel like once that bond,
because it's hard that like if the line's not there, then you don't know. You know, it's hard to gauge where we're at.
Yeah, when I tell you something serious, you're not listening to me.
Right.
You're not playing. You
sure.
You just doing whatever you want to do.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. If I tell you why is trash not taken out before we leave the shop today? You're not taking it serious if we're just hanging out, kicking it all the time. Right. You're joking off of it versus like work is work, and I say, hey, Gray, why is trash not taken out? I got it, Allie. Don't worry about it.
Good
immediately. Yeah.
No, that's cool. So how did you stay with it after your husband's friend was like, no, right? Because that had to like you said, it's kind of stopped you in your tracks. Like, oh shit, I need to figure this out. So what was the next step?
So I was in his shop. Mm-hmm. So I looked around the shop to figure out, okay, what film does he use? Mm-hmm. So I saw the film that he used, which is the one in the city.
Yep.
So back then I thought you could like go to and like order film there, pick it up, go home.
So you just walked into the manufacturer and just like, I'm gonna need some. Yeah. Where's the rolls at? Good for you. Nothing wrong with that.
They was like, that's not how that works. And I'm like, well, how do I get film? And they was like, well, I actually don't back it up. So I noticed the film that he was using.
Sure.
I left and I started working on my own personal car. But I started working with Amazon.
Oh, okay. So just left his shop, jumped on Amazon.
Yeah,
sent
because
me some tint.
He had quality tint.
Okay.
And so I knew I didn't want to waste that because I still didn't know how to tint.
Right.
So I got on YouTube, learned how to tint on YouTube, got some Amazon tint, and was just like over and over again doing my car.
Yep.
Until I had my first client. When I got my first, because I started posting on my story when I was just doing my car. And it was just like I said, I was showing everybody what I did as an IT specialist. So like, why would I not show you what I'm doing after I get off of work?
Sure.
And so people started hitting me up about doing tint for their car. And so I was like, okay, this is getting kind of serious. Mm-hmm. So I pulled up to the manufacturer company. Like, I need to tint. I got real clients coming.
I need the good stuff too. None of that trash. Give me the good stuff.
Yeah. And so they was like, oh, what company you got? And so I told them the company, they got all my information. And they was like, well, who trains you? I was like, what do you mean who trained me? And it was like, well, I hope you're just not like no garage tinter with no training. I'm like, well, actually, I am a garage tinter, but YouTube trained me. And it was like, oh, no, we can't sell to you until like until you get actually professionally trained, because we just don't let anybody get our film. Mm-hmm. So I was like, once you told me that, I'm about to name drop.
Sure.
So I name dropped the dude that told me no.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So mind you, this is a company that's territory based.
Right.
Too, though. I didn't even understand the territory thing.
Sure. So that experience, that rubbed you the wrong way.
Horrible.
You did not enjoy that process.
Horrible. And we're going to get, to this day, I'm waiting for that company to come back to me. Because they will.
Yeah. For sure.
But, so called them, or told them, name dropped his name. So it was like, oh, okay. Well, we'll reach out to him and we'll see what he say. Da 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 da. Now I'm new to the process. I'm like, okay, maybe they always have everybody reach out to somebody. But my husband and him was still cool. And just like he told me no, like it wasn't like we had bad friction. Right. It wasn't like we were just. This is what made us that point. Yeah. But He called me, he was like, hey, yo, my wife went to go try to pick up some film. They said they're going to call you. Just let them know, like, she good. Woo, woo, woo. He was like, oh, yeah, bro, I got you. I'll let them know she can get her film, da-da-da. I followed up with him, like, hey, have they reached out to you? He's like, no, not yet, but I got you, da-da-da. Like, they said they want to call me back later on that evening. I didn't get a call from them. Send an email to follow with them, like, hey, I have my client come in. Do you mind? Can I get a sample of your film, or can I get some roll of film? Can I purchase film? Didn't get an email back. I followed up with him. He was like, oh, yeah, I talked to him. I told him he was good to go. Kind of found out, just based off of my experience and knowing now, for them not to respond back to me, it was, so they, like I said, they were territory.
Sure.
But their territory was only 5 miles. This man was way on the opposite side. Because I told you I live in the country.
Right.
So I was doing it out of my home. So I wasn't even near no tent shops.
Right.
So what they did is they went and asked him if they could sell me film. He told them no. And in return, they took that. And even though it should have never been a question for him because he was never in my zone radius. Right. That should have been a decision between you, distributor, if you want to support my business, if you want me to have your film, if you want that or not ask another tenor, because he was the one in the city purchasing the most film from them. So they gave him that courtesy of asking.
Yeah, and given a tenor the option to say yes or no, why would he say yes?
Why would he say yes?
Right. And now, obviously, if y'all are friends or whatever, right, like he could, but it puts him in a bad situation. It puts him in a bad, like, okay, so.
But I think I would have respected more if he would have been honest.
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
Being like, hey, I don't want you using that film. Like, that's my film.
And it's probably, some of it too, like, it's probably come up before, right? Other people tried to get on and it was easier because he probably didn't know him. It was just like, no, I don't want another competition. Why would I want competition in my space? They'd let them figure out another way to do this. And
but see, I think people like that think so small-minded.
For sure.
Like I feel like it's a million cars out here. You cannot do every single car.
That's right.
And what's for you, God has for you. And nobody can take that from you. So if your client's going to come to you, they're coming to you regardless of who else is out here.
Sure. Well, it's like I said, customer service. It's not just how good a tenor you are, right? And so when I see people like that, I generally go to the opposite side and I kind of feel sorry for them because I know what's going to happen, right? I know the reason that you're saying no is because you're scared. And now I know.
Yeah, I'm coming for you.
Right?
He's out of business now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so that that's going to happen. Like, and so that's like the last thing I would want to do. Like, people don't think about that. They think about it like a control, like, oh, I'm in control. I can say no. And it's like, when you're dealing with strong people, boy, that's the last thing.
That's the best thing we hear. No, it's the best thing. That's
now it's
hungry.
Right. Now it's on.
It turned me up. Like, when I found out he did that, I made it my personal promise to myself that I'm going to be in business longer than him.
Sure.
Already completed that.
Yep.
But also, I'm going to work so hard that film company recognizes me.
Sure.
And they come to my shop, knocking on my door, asking, can I buy their film? Yeah. And I'm going to let them waste their time. Give me a whole spill. Sure. Send me some samples. And I'm going to leave you on red. Like you left me.
But I get it.
So like telling me no and hearing those things and getting that pushback when I first started, you never forget how people treated you.
Sure.
When you had nothing or you were just trying to get somewhere.
Right.
But then also, now I have a mission. Y'all gave me a why. Y'all gave me my reason.
Yeah. And people like that don't realize that's what's happening. Yeah. Like I said, they think they're in control and they think that they're going to fix it. And like, it's a big backfire.
But even like, I feel like I said, it's small-minded thinking like that. So like, even like when I offer a class, I'm the only one in my city to offer classes. And when I started doing it, I got so much pushback from the city. Like, why would you do that? Why would you train people in the city on how to tint cars? Like, you're just giving them your jobs, giving them your clients. And the same thing I said was, what's for me is for me. Like, I could write a book step by step, do a podcast, do a movie, step by step of how I did something. But not everybody has that same mindset, fortitude, determination, drive to do it the exact same way I did it and grow the way I grew. I can give you the steps, but I'm me, you're you.
That's right.
And so I feel like even just teaching somebody in my city does not mean that my clients are all of a sudden going to flock to them. Even if you got a cheaper rate, they're still going to flock over because they want to support me and my brand and my mission.
That's right. And that, like I said, I think there's a ton of people that they just don't think about it. They think that their technical skills, like they're such a good tenor that's enough. And it's just not anymore. There's too many people out there like you and me that we're hungry. And we realize like, because, okay, so not only are you a window tenor, but you also know how to run a business. You also know how to do customer service. You also know how to do social media. If somebody else doesn't have those things, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
They better.
They hate me.
I get it. And again, like I feel bad for them. I really do. When I start thinking about them, like, guys, like you can.
But it's so crazy because I try to help a lot of them in the city. Because I really feel like I can't tint all the cars in Fayetteville.
Right.
But also like I love networking in my industry. Like I feel like it's enough for everybody to eat.
I see it in your content, right? Like I said, I see it. I mean, you don't mind putting it out there.
I don't.
I think it's cool. It's exciting to see.
Yeah. And so I want to have like a good environment of tinters and good positive energy. But for some reason, like they don't be wanting to be cool with me.
I think it's because of that process that you went through.
Though.
That process you went through with the manufacturers, whatever they're doing, like that's not the way to do it. Like so SIG for graphics, for example.
And that's the sucky part was you followed this man's word and lost a huge
customer.
contract.
Right, yeah.
So a huge customer now.
So they could have,
and you don't have one no more.
In the graphic space, if you want to start wrapping cars, you call down to Grimco, set up an account, and they'll sell you film. That's it.
That's simple.
It's that simple. It's not complicated. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they'll ask you for some of your business information, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then
you can even like order offline.
That's right. I was gonna say Metro for
cheetah
wraps.
wraps.
Yeah, cheetah wraps. There you go.
Yeah, like you could order, just go online and order. But a lot of tint companies, they don't let you even order on. You gotta be an authorized
That's right.
installer, dealer, whatever. Like,
and it seems backwards to me.
It does, because I think they try to say like the biggest thing is they try to say we try to keep the integrity of the film, the brand, like make sure like it's quality, people putting the tint on. But these wrap companies don't care.
They don't.
A regular person can order a wrap their car, they still got that sale.
That's right. Because I think the wrap people realize that it's not just your technical abilities.
Yeah.
That doesn't. And then if somebody does a shitty wrap, that doesn't reflect on the manufacturer, right? Because all you got to do is get on the internet and just look on. You can go to Instagram, type in 3M wraps, and you're going to see some of the
people
best
in garages.
Yeah, and then you'll see some of the worst, right? So it's
people outside in Africa.
That's right. Exactly.
You see everybody rapping.
Yeah. So for window tint, so you got to a place to where eventually you found somebody that would sell to you, right? So you got one said no.
Well, I didn't know. At that point, then I reached out to another tenant in our city, and somebody who was like maybe like on the same. He had more experience, but he was like on the same scale as far as like in home.
Do you know how rare that is?
What?
For you to walk into a situation where it's to somebody that you trust, and them shut you down and tell you no, and then turn around and do you shitty like that. No. To do you shitty like, because you went around him and said, okay, I'll just go directly to the manufacturer, right? And then they say no, and then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go do it again. It just don't happen. Like I'm telling you, like people
I don't have a quit in me.
That's good,
but I think that's hard too, though, because when you're an overachiever, you overachieve in every single thing. Right. Relationships, friendships, business. You don't know how to not keep trying. And I think the hardest thing relating to relationship wise is just like I'm overachieving business, I'm overachieving my relationship. And so like, even if sometimes things aren't ideal, I'm gonna keep on trying because like it's built in you.
It is.
You don't know how to cut it off.
I'll take a hard stance there. I don't necessarily know that it is built in you. I think it's a muscle that you worked, right? You've seen the value. I think so. I do. Because I've met so many people and I've seen enough people change to where there was a time that my uncle told me one time, and he was like, I guess I was probably 25-ish. And we were really close. And he looked at me one time and he says, boy, I'd have never thought you'd have been somebody.
Everybody says that to me.
And I was like, what? I was like, that's like the meanest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, why? Like,
it's real.
Why are you happy about telling me that? And he was like, you were just sorry and lazy and you didn't want to do nothing. And you just.
Oh, he let it out.
Oh, he just every bit. Right. He felt it. And he really did. And then, and I was like, well, I'm not. Tell
me how you really feel.
I'm not perfect now. And he was like, but you're hungry and you're willing to push. And he was like, Scott, people, they just don't have that. They don't have that little bit of, he's like, you're going to be okay. They're not going to hold you down. They're not going to keep you from doing it.
What made you keep going? Then what was yours?
I don't know.
42.
I don't know. I don't like hearing no. I don't like be telling it. I wanted to race. That was a big thing for me. And climbing the ladders in the race space, it almost seems impossible.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's like
very competitive.
Very competitive. And it's kind of the same thing we're talking about. Like you have to be a PR guy. You have to money management.
Yeah.
And at 18, I just wanted to race. I just wanted to race and be a superstar. I didn't want to do all that other stuff. Right. So it was like when enough things just get, the door closes.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, with racing, when you would win, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
But you knew what it took to do it.
Yeah.
And you couldn't deny it, because then you would try to like sneak around it, right? Like, oh, I can just slide over here and I'll just pick up a win, and then somebody will beat you, and you'd be like, God, why'd they beat me? Well, you know why they beat you. They worked harder. They were more prepared. They had all the stuff, right? So then you prepare and you get all your stuff and you win again. And it's like you start to feel that and you see it. And then you can see it in other people. A guy shows up in a shit box and the thing's falling. You know what I mean? Like you look at it and then all of a sudden he wins a race and you're like, what's the recipe?
Yeah.
It just became hard work. And it was like, so I would see other people succeed and it didn't necessarily, you couldn't ever really pin it down on what it was other than hard work. So it was just like, well, I can do that. If
that's the thing people don't realize. Most successful people is because of hard work.
It's hard work. That's it.
People like instant gratification.
Yep.
And not knowing that your daily habits is what's going to get you to those things. And if your daily habits is sleeping until 9 a.m.
It ain't going to work.
Eating bad, not working out, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. You're not going to get the results that you want. And that people don't think about like the efforts required in staying disciplined, right? Because it seems simple just to say, well, wake up early and go to the gym, right? But to wake up early every day and go to the gym, that's the difference.
Consistently.
It's consistent. It's just
without a round of applause.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares.
They don't give a fuck. They just don't. And so it's like, but if you want that, you can do it. So I think that's what did it for me. I think I just got a little taste for winning at a young age, and I knew what it took.
That felt, and you're chasing after that
all the time. So it was like, I know that I can do something. And then I got to a point somewhere between 28 and 30 where I put it together that I don't want to drag it out too long, but I was probably overloved as a child. So I was told I was great, could do anything, and I was the best thing that ever happened. And then I got put out in reality and found out that I wasn't. And so it was like I had to figure that out.
I was the opposite.
I had to balance this thing of like, wait a minute, y'all aren't going to use me because I'm perfect and great. And what the fuck is this? Right. I've checked all the boxes. What are you talking about? And they're like, well, you kind of suck and you're arrogant and you don't do anything. And it was a harsh reality. And then, like I said, as I got older, I found out that I was like, oh, okay. So if I organize this and I do things in a certain way with good intentions, I plan it out and I do a little bit each day, I can get to these goals. So then it turned into, well, what do you want to do now? Now that you know that you can do anything, what is it?
Yeah.
Pick it. And then that was a huge thing for me. It was like I had to slow down. By that time, I've got 2 kids, a wonderful wife, I got family, and so it's like I see all these opportunities to where it's like, man, I can be and do anything. But being a good husband, being a good father, being a good brother, being a good friend, all that stuff became way more important, and everything else just kind of seemed not as attractive, not as sexy, not as like. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm ambitious and I work hard and I want to make sure that I can do all the great things, but it just made it easier to move. I could look at goals and I could say, okay, does this make me a better person? Does this put me in a better position to be better in this space? And so that's how now that's how I navigate, because it's like, oh, well, if that doesn't do this, then I'm not. Now there's a lot of really good opportunities, and I'll entertain them. But when we get to a place to where it just doesn't make sense, it's easy for me to say, no, I'm good. I don't.
I think a lot of times business have a hard time saying, no, I'm good, and walking away because the money.
It's tough on me sometimes too. You work with.
I be quick. Nope.
I'll listen. I will. They'll suck me right in. And I'll be like, golly, that sounds. No, you're right. I can't do it. Say it one more time. What's that number one more time? No, I can't.
Well, see, I haven't got a super crazy number that made me like consider, but I've gotten jobs like a Beetle. I don't care what number you give me. I will not turn a Beetle.
Don't say that. You're gonna get 5 of them next week. They're gonna come.
And I've had somebody offer me $600 to tint their Beetle. I said no. I will walk away. No.
That's funny.
And so things like that. But I've never had like, I guess like a super difficult job of a super high number and had to walk away. I'm interested in how we'll react to that.
It is.
I've had a difficult client that I've had to walk away from.
Yeah. Those are normally pretty easy to get away from.
But then recently, I say I'm such a people pleaser.
Sure.
That it's hard for me to accept defeat.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if I have a client that, like I had this one client and I've never had a client like him before.
Mm-hmm.
He had a super nice car, luxury car. Those are typically the most difficult ones.
Mm-hmm.
But he booked the cheapest appointment he could book. And those are difficult ones too. Sure. And so all he got was his 2 front windows tinted. And
you start seeing these things that are checking the boxes and you're like,
when I say we pulled that car out and he was crouching, looking at
opening the door and trying to check the light and
everything there was that he could have found with it. I'm such a people pleaser that even if it's like passable within the tint industry standard, or maybe a little tiny speck at the very, very top corner that goes in your freaking seal that you're not going to see.
Right.
Because you're supposed to look at a window tint, not look in at window tint.
Sure.
So he would like want that redone. Mm-hmm. So I did it. I did his job over twice, over little things that nobody else has ever complained about.
Sure.
And then he came back again, complaining about another little tiny speck. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what, sir? I'm going to refund you your money. And I'm going to take my tint off. And I'm going to send you on your way to the next. Go back to, because he came in there, he was like, yeah, I used to go to XYZ company or the XYZ tint shop. But I said, I'm going to give yours a chance, da-da-da-da. And I was like, I think you should have stayed over there.
Sure.
So I need you to go back over there.
Right. There's a reason he left.
Yes, a reason. Or is it a reason he left or did they kick you?
It's one of the two. He ain't over there for a reason anymore. So.
Because if I went to a tint company who I knew did a good job every single time.
Yeah,
I came over here. Yeah, I'm going back.
Yeah, it's like getting, when I get this beautiful mustache trimmed up, if I find the right person that does it, I just go back.
You're just going to go back. Yeah. And so, but I did it over 3 times because it was so hard for me to say no.
Sure.
Until I realized you booked the cheapest job. You got the job. Now the repairs that I'm doing is costing more in film and labor and everything. And you killing my confidence. Like you are beating me up right now because I'm so used to like really not having any returns, any warranty work because I'm so focused on giving out B+ quality that people don't ever complain by it because people understand like it's tint. Like you get dust particles in the air. As long as it's not like crazy, like I said, tiny 1-2 specks, we're good. But for him, that was just unacceptable for him. And realistically, I feel like every client isn't for a company and every company isn't for a client. Sure. And I just want for him. He won't for me because he was stressing me out.
Yeah. But you gotta have those lines in the sand. And I think that there's a way to do it. Like I think that, for customers, I think if they want to do business with you, I'm sure that there's a way they can handle it. They can handle themselves in such a way that maybe that threshold, maybe you can move that threshold a little bit and you can work with them and you'll be patient with them. And
so I've had clients come back for warranty work.
Exactly.
And I don't mind. So like right now I don't know, I may turn her away. No, I'm joking. But nah, seriously, I might.
I get it.
So we're doing her windshield over for the 3rd time. And the first one was my team member. I was on leave. And so I understood. And I feel like that's a huge thing as well. My clients trust me so much based off of my social media that they never say anything about my work. Like anybody that comes to social media, I've never had a return from it because they may look at it as like, I always feel like if you provide such good customer service, sometimes people will look past minor few things because they love you like their daughter, love you like their cousin, their aunt, their mom.
And you're going to make mistakes. It's just what it is.
People understand that. They're like, I don't even want to bother Allie with fixing this because like,
she's
doing great. And I know she tried her hardest here. But the problem lies when it's my team doing the work. Because I know I took a week off of work and I let my team work. And when they were working, I got the most warranty works requests. And it wasn't even bad work, but it was because it wasn't me touching it. I felt like people just wanted to come back to get back to me
Yeah,
when I came back to work.
Yeah.
But
and they're going to be more critical, right?
And they were way more critical because I feel like social media really builds that trust with people. It builds the trust. It builds the likeliness between the client and the.
I've had it 100 times. Client calls and said, "Hey, we wrap a car," and then you send a group of guys over there, and they're like, "Hey, where are you at?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm at the office. Where are you at?
Where are you at? You at home, right?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. Oh, well, yeah. I just thought you would be here. Oh, I thought you were going to be here. And I'm like, no, the team's there and they're good. They're going to handle it. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But it does. It turns up that little bit of concern.
Yeah. And even like my team was saying, like everybody was like darting eyes on them as they were tinting their cars when I was gone. Sure. And I was like, dang, I don't never have those type of issues with my clients when I'm tinting because that trust is built.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before they even walk in the door.
Right.
Why we even get on that subject?
So we were talking. About as trying to find. You were in a process of trying to find the manufacturer that you wanted to work with, and I don't know.
Oh, are we going back to that?
No, we just went on a tear for a second, and it had this is why it's good because those are the things like that. If somebody's watching your social media, if they're watching your social media stuff and they see that, they may not even think that that's a concern for you. They may not even think that that's on your radar. You know what I mean? And so like when we have for the podcast, I think it's great to talk about that stuff because they need to know it. Like you're not just you're not just letting anybody tint cars, right? Like just because they tell you, like, no, you have a team of people that you trust and you put these people in place to make sure that they can take care of your customer.
And I wouldn't leave nobody that like I don't trust.
Sure.
Don't do just as good as work as me.
Well, I'm glad we got on the subject too because I wanted to ask you that the video that you did about the Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
I already told you like 3 times that I really liked it, but there was a part in there where you had said that you considered. Actually, Josh, if you don't mind, pull that up. See if you can find that. If you don't mind. But there was a
part you're saying.
Yeah,
Instagram.
Where you said that you might not do it, where you considered not doing it again. And
that's the one I was going to say no to too.
Yeah. And so like I think.
Did you pin this?
No, it's recent. That one right there. I cracked a client windshield.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that sounds aggressive. And
that's why I put it there though.
Right.
Capture attention.
Right. And it does. Like as soon as I seen it, as soon as I heard it, I was just in my head, I'm like, I would like.
You should have recorded more of your mistakes.
I would. Yeah. Yeah. Or not even that. They still happen.
Mm-hmm.
I should share them. I should feel that.
I think you relate more with people.
100%. So again, kudos to it. Cause I don't, it's a very bold thing. It's a very brave thing. I think it's cool. I really do. I really think it's awesome. Cause again, you're being transparent, you're being yourself. And like I said,
that's how I wasn't going to post this. I wasn't going to post it because I felt like this one, I think I had another video on there. Oh, where I put the wrong film on a client home. Mm. So the first one was burn the hole, put the wrong film on a client home. And then it was this one. And I was like, I think I'm posting.
Was the home video, was it, no, I'd seen you do one at a club and you had talked.
It was before that.
And you talked with a guy and you explained to him the process of like, hey, this isn't the right film for this. Right. And he was cool with it. And so he done it anyway. I thought that was great too. I was like, damn, that's so smart because like you were, again, just transparent. Like you were explaining the process. Like, hey, look, if the customer wants what they want.
Cool.
Right.
As long as you're paying. Yeah. Unless sign my waiver.
Yep. Good to go. Stick it. Right. But enough people don't talk about that. So I think you found this little space where, I don't know, maybe you're just comfortable in your own skin where you're willing to share that stuff and it hits. Like it hits people like me. Now, obviously, you're not sitting around worried about me watching your videos, but so you are. But you want people to watch your stuff, you know? And so I have to, even people that's not in the industry, but there was a part in this where you were like considering not redoing it. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's a topic people just don't talk about. Like that cutoff point that we've already fucked up. This is already a mess. At what point do we cut the line and roll on? Like I can't keep.
I literally sat on that for a week and I felt every day I would think about her text message because I read it and she was so sweet about it. She was like, I'm so sorry it took me so long to come back. I loved working with you. I love the experience with you. I really want to keep working with you.
You busted her windshield.
Like, right.
And then she came back. Like
nice.
At some point, you wrote her off like, well, we'll never see her again.
No, for real.
Right.
I tinted I fixed her windshield about 2 months ago.
Right. And then she comes back. Like, that's got to feel good.
I remember the first time I had experienced something like this. I'm
sure you've busted plenty of windshields.
I was probably like I don't know, a year in working with Scott. And
is he the tenor?
No, me.
Yeah.
He's talking about me. I don't know where the story's going, but it's me messing something up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, you had it was an M4 or something, or an Audi.
Oh, okay.
And we were, I think you were wrapping the roof, just doing like a little blackout on the roof.
Yeah, I remember.
And he sliced, and not just a little bit of it, sliced the entire seal around the sunroof.
I'm saying like 3/4. Maybe, I mean, it was
close to all of it.
Yeah,
close to all of it.
And I just remember, a lot. I just remember it being like a super big thing, like where I was like, "What is going to happen?" And
not well. When I say that, so in our situation, so we're contract installers, right? So just say if you had somebody that come into your shop and they wanted their car wrapped, you don't want to. You're not a rapper, so you're not going to
outsource it.
You're going to outsource it. So you would call in somebody.
Yeah, it's like CarMax when I burnt the hole in the car.
Yeah. So you would call one of us. We'd come in. We'd wrap the car, right? So my client would be you.
Mm-hmm.
Your client is the customer.
Mm-hmm.
So the customer in this situation was not a happy camper
because they felt like they outsourced to the wrong company.
Correct. Now at that point we were doing 100% of that client's installs. So we handled all their stuff. So it wasn't like as
they knew your history.
Exactly. We were good. Right. Everything's good. That particular job, so it was an Audi A8. I was wrapping the roof black, and the way that the the way that the sunroof sat at the top, I couldn't get a good cut with it open. So I needed to pre-cut it, lift it up, open it so I could tuck my edges. And so when I made my cut around the top edge, right, like I'm taking my time, and I knew it was good. There was no doubt in my mind whatsoever. Like I had zero concern that I cut anything, finished everything out, tucked everything in, closed everything up, sent them up the road. Easy money. It was great. I was happy, tickled to death. Got the call. Like,
was there rain coming through?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like in the car, like he pulled over. So that client had another client. It was. I
see why the client was mad.
Oh, it was not good, right? It was almost a brand new car. I mean, it was just
damage.
all the stuff, right? So he calls, freaking out, yelling at her, blah blah blah. And then so she calls me and she's like, "Hey, we got a real problem. You need to fix this immediately, as fast as you can. I don't know how or what you do it, but make it right." And we did. And it was like, it was tough because it wasn't just, we had a group of guys, and they're looking up to me to make sure that, and that was an easy job. Like that was no big deal. Anyway, sorry, Josh, I didn't want to hijack that story.
Well, I say that to get to the point. Like we have built our installation career around customer service as well.
Yeah,
and that was the first time I'd ever seen. It was wild because I was like, what's going to happen? And because realistically, something like that,
I say people just want to know.
You should be done with those installers, right? No, that's not happening ever again. Go on. But they were like, no, we're just gonna.
They understand.
We're gonna pay for it. We're gonna pay for this new seal, right? And we're good. And I was just like, what in the hell is happening here?
Yeah,
like
that's literally how I went with CarMax too. When I burnt a hole in it, they paid to get it upholstered and repaired again.
Yeah.
And it kept giving me more work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But recently, and this is the video I didn't record.
Okay. This is the good stuff.
Yeah. So that week I was gone, that was a hard week. Week I was gone from work, one of my team members ended up actually slicing a client's seat. $100,000 car.
Oh.
Yeah. So my client ended up, he picked up his car. They had a conversation. Now my team member, he has a lot of integrity, a lot of character. So when he makes mistakes, he's very honest and own up to it. He didn't tell the client anything. He said he wasn't aware of it. So when my client got home, my client was looking at the tent and he noticed he had a split in his seat. So he reached out to me saying, "Hey, I have this in my seat. I don't think your team member intentionally did it, based off our conversation, I don't get that vibe from him, but I just want to make you guys aware so we can figure out what we're going to do. That joint cost me almost $800 to get both seats repaired. And
it's really not as bad. I really thought you were going to say 8,000. I felt it as soon as you said it. I was like,
but they just replaced the bottom seat of it. Yeah,
I was feeling it when you said it too. I was like, God, this is going to hurt. Okay,
the 800 hurt.
I know. I get it. I just imagine it being a lot worse.
This is real life right now. That's what. Yeah.
So one of the hard things as a business owner you look at is my team member did that. How do I hold him accountable for that? And one of the biggest things I look at that I learned went from the military. Military, we threaten you. Power was huge. So we would threaten you with the counseling statements. That's something I never agreed with. To where like you're threatening your job's on the line. So if you get too many counseling statements, you're going to lose money, lose nighttime where you got to do extra duty, or you may get kicked out. And so those are the things I never want to instill in my business.
Sure.
To punish you by threatening your job. So that was one thing that I had to figure out, like, okay, how am I going to hold him accountable in this without threatening his job? Without making him feel like he's a horrible person, horrible tenor.
Sure.
And it was a horrible mistake. So I made mistakes. I mean,
Sure.
we see the mistakes I make. And then...
You post them.
Yeah.
So we see them.
And then who's going to pay for this? Because this is a huge thing. This is a huge finances right here. And so my team member, he was very apologetic for it. He was like, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. But then I looked at it as like, as a team, as a leader, I put you in that position because I wanted you to take role, take lead, and do jobs. And as a leader, I have to be willing for you to make mistakes. And I have to eat those mistakes. As long as they're not consistent mistakes. Because unless you're consistent, you got to go. Because that's just the point of this negligence.
Right.
But I knew the type of person he was. He's been on our team since October. He's never had a mistake. He's never messed up a client's car before. Even though the first time he did it was a super huge bill.
Sure.
I looked at
it hurt. You know,
it hurt. It was. And it was because it was negligence. It wasn't even, you could have prevented it.
Yeah.
But it happens.
It does. He probably felt pressure.
He
like
felt
with
horrible.
you not being there, there was probably like a level of like
Stress.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
gotta
he
be on
had
it.
a fully booked day that day
Yeah,
too. And so when we decided, I paid for the cost. He didn't have to pay for it or anything at all. But what you will do is for the rest of the week, every day when you come in, you're gonna owe me a set of max out push-ups. And that's one thing I'm big on in my job as well is fitness. Because I feel like when you prioritize your health, that depression goes away, your anxiety goes down, your confidence grow. And on our team, we need the strongest people. We need the strongest mindset, the strongest driven people. And one way we're going to do that is we're going to hold each other accountable by fitness. And so even though you're owing me max set push-ups, so let's say like we got a team of 5 people. If one person leaves a tool in the car, that one person stands up, everybody else do push-ups till we max out. So now you got to feel the pain of the rest of the team because you're watching us. And we know what you did and you're making us suffer for your mistakes.
Sure.
So in return, it builds one team bonding, but also builds character within him to know like, I don't want to make this mistake again because everybody else is suffering for my mistakes. And I did learn that from the military as far, because they used to do that to me.
Yeah.
I was the one, I had an attitude problem. I had a laughing problem. And so they would
Say
smoke.
laughing?
Yeah, so like when they would like yell at me, I would be like in their face, you're laughing by it. And so
Yeah, because normally laughing's not a problem, right?
yeah, no.
You said it like, what? That's okay.
But
I
I'm
got
thinking like I'm laughing because like you're in my face yelling at me and screaming, looking crazy.
Right.
And I'm just immature at that point in my life. And what they would do, they used to smoke me in the beginning. So like, but they realized like it wasn't affecting me. I'll still be in the push-up position laughing at them, being immature. And so they was like, don't worry about it. You staying right there. Everybody else take a lap.
Yeah.
Take another lap. And it was just like, they smoked them for like 3 hours and made me sit there and watch it. Everybody pissed at me. Whenever we got back to the bay at nighttime, it was Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble.
So tell me this. Why did you not share, like where I want to know why that didn't make the cut. Why wouldn't you share that?
Because it was his story. I felt like it was something that he did. And I'm okay with taking up ownership for what I did. And I have no problem with saying like I messed up. But I'm more sensitive to like other people and admitting their flaws. And I knew how much it affected him by, he was more so disappointed himself for disappointing me and making me come out of pocket for that. And so I just didn't want him to feel some way about me posting it. And so I just took it as like, it's so many other things I could post.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Let me just go somewhere else.
Speaking of which, Josh, run this video real quick. Let's play this. This will help. You'll catch on to what we're talking about here.
Come on, let's get it going.
Not a mistake in business, y'all. What's up? It's Alleyway to Shades. I'm a window tinter out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And this client is a returning client after we had to pay almost $700 to get her windshield replaced because we ended up cracking it about 2 months ago. On these windshields, you have a rear view mirror.
Feel you over there.
How this client
as you were listening to it, just like,
very simple. Why can't it be like $40 replacement? But I did not know it was a screw underneath the mirror that I couldn't get to without a special equipment. So in the process of removing the rear windshield, as I was shimmying it, it ended up putting a crack in the windshield. So we contacted the client, let her know. We paid for the services to have somebody come out to her home so that she didn't have to lose any extra time, take time off of work so that they could replace her windshield. And then she hit me up about a week ago and she said basically how she loved the service and how she wants to complete the job with me and don't want to go anywhere else, which I was so grateful for because I hadn't heard from her since we got her windshield replaced. But also, I'm not going to lie to you guys. After I cracked her windshield and I realized how much it cost to repair it, it was definitely, I was nervous about doing it again. Not going to lie. So I left her on red for about a week, y'all. I was just like, I don't know if I want to do it again. I don't know if I want to risk it because the repair is so much less or so much more than what the job actually was. But we ended up getting it done for her anyway. I texted her and said, hey, I would love to actually do it. Thank you so much for coming back to me. And we did 30% on the sides and we also did 35% on the windshield. This is how it looks.
Knock me down 5, but I'm coming back 10 on my soul. It's the comeback.
Had to come back.
I like it.
That's cool.
It is.
I like that. Good song choice.
Yeah.
I gotta find a way to pull on the hearts.
Yeah.
No.
But no,
I hate I can't play them all the way through because I don't want to get
copyrighted.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't gonna post it because I felt like I was making too many mistakes in business.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had to sit with myself and be like, I'm only 2 years in.
Right.
Of course I'm gonna make freaking mistakes. And by me not posting my mistakes, it doesn't give a realistic perspective of how person who came from a 9-to-5, running a business, starting a business, getting a team member, growing a business, like it doesn't give that real life perspective that I try to give, that raw authenticity.
Sure.
On my page.
You don't worry that there's a chance that you're losing?
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to, like when I posted my first one, when I said I sent it to everybody, of me burning the car, that sat in my phone for about 3 weeks before I posted it.
Because I can imagine you sending me that. And like I in my head, I'm like, what advice would you give her? What advice would you tell her? Like if I seen that video, I don't know what I would say. It's so conflicting in my head.
That's what everybody was conflicted. They was like, it's a good video, but like
you're putting yourself out there. Right. Yeah. Right. So
it was just a risk. It was just like when I never thought it was gonna blow up. Of course, the ones you don't think is gonna blow up
are the ones that is right. Yeah. And it makes perfect sense why it is, because to me anyway, like I said, I've seen
it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem, and you're being honest, and you're not hiding from it, and it seems like everybody else is.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
A lot of people don't admit. I don't think I've ever seen anybody talk about they cracked a windshield or anything.
I think so. I don't.
In our industry.
No, it's like I said, you can't like it. It's so funny because
I remember when I messed up my first thing, I thought it was crazy because. I felt so bad for myself because I thought it wasn't common. Sure. And I was like, oh my God, I suck. Like, I'm burning panels, I'm doing X, Y, Z. But then as I started talking to other tenors, it was like, oh yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody talk about this.
Baden, every job that he does, he's replacing at least one window. Every job, period. It's not, he's pulling one off. It's just how it is. It's just, and we don't talk about it.
We don't talk.
It's not even a conversation. It's not. It's it's just part of it. It's the cost of doing business.
It's the cost of doing business.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's not something that we're not sharing it. We're not.
That's another thing as well that I wanted to show. Like, you take losses in business. A lot of times people just see the wins. Right. And in the beginning of my business, that's all I posted was wins. And people were just like, oh my God, you're so lucky. Like, how did you get all these things? I'm like, wait a minute. I went through a lot of shit
right.
to get to these wins. And so like, I want to actually show you guys, like, some days I take loss where I only charge $250 for a windshield, but I got $700 in repairs that I got to do.
Sure.
That now I'm in a negative, but business still continues. I still got to go to work tomorrow. I still got to show up. I still got to do the next client. I still got to how do I even handle a client after telling them some bad news? Because I think, especially when I messed up the first car, I was so anxious to the client reaction. But I also want people to know, like, every time I've told a client, they've never got mad. They've always been understanding because they respect the honesty versus, I'm pretty sure your client got upset because they left and they got rained on.
Sure.
But it's something because you didn't know that it was there. Versus before the client leaves, I'm letting them know, like, this is what happened.
Oh, yeah. If I'd have known it, it would have never left the shop. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And he probably, I mean, obviously we would have told him, but it would have been something like we would have had a plan in place. Like, these are, you know, we're going to take care of this. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. And, you know.
And he would have been a way satisfied customer.
More. So,
yeah.
A wet lap, you know.
No wet lap.
No, he wasn't thrilled about it. But
so I feel like by showing that authenticity, showing the truth.
Being real.
Yeah. That it shows that side of business. Like, we do take losses. We take a lot of losses in business. Every day's not a win, but end of the day we still show up and we still.
I don't know how long I took the bill from that and put it up on our board out on the floor where everybody could see it.
The repairs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
Because I wanted everybody to see it. Like, it was like I wasn't hiding from it. Like, look, we do these things because.
Oh, you mean for the clients?
For the clients.
Oh, I thought you meant for the team.
For the team. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From the client. Like, it was the bill, like what it cost to fix it.
I should do that.
I want them to see
Let them know.
Yeah. Like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too. The reason that we go above and beyond is like, you know, for Michelle and them to say, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got it covered. Accidents happen. We know that you didn't do it on purpose. We're good. Like, made me feel good, made me feel confident. But
that's the worst. Like, not only is the customer upset, but now our client.
Right. Like, I can't.
might be upset too. But when they give you that reassurance, because even with CarMax out, they was like, yeah, it's cool. Whatever. We got a fabric guy.
Yep. Happens.
And then I ended up using that fabric guy when my team member cut feet.
Oh,
he was like, oh, you're back. I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm going to come back when I don't need something.
Right.
So we don't.
When it's not personal.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to, we're not building a habit of that. So, so I've seen recently that you have been doing the floors in your shop.
Yeah.
So there's a little gap there between when you were in your garage and when you got the shop. Can you catch me up to that? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, I always say, like, me and business feel like light years.
Yeah.
Because it goes by so quick because I swear I was just in my garage.
Right. Well, like that. And you know, like, as I'm listening to the story, I'm like, damn, like, that's a nice shop. You're growing quick.
Thank you. Okay, so started my business.
Yep.
June 15th, 2023. Yes. In my garage, I built my following up through my garage. And so by time January, I had about 10K followers.
Okay.
So in January, I had a well-known wrapping shop in our city reach out to me saying, hey, do you want to come in and be our tinner? I have all these, like, he did like nice cars, like Maybachs, AMGs. He did all luxury cars. He did race cars as well. He wrapped a lot of race cars too. So I was like, whoa, this is huge. Like, I'm 6 months into business. He wants me to come tint in his shop, and he has like the most well-known tint or wrap shop out here. And so went over there. I thought it was super great opportunity. I was just like starstruck by it because I never thought anybody would want me on their team. And so when he hit me up, and him out of all people, I was just like, but I had rose-colored glasses on. So I did not realize what I was walking myself into. I walked in the lion's den. And it was, since he was very well known, he did a lot of luxury cars. I think a type of arrogance comes with that.
Sure.
And he was very arrogant and rude and disrespectful.
Ooh.
And so with that, we had a lot of tension in the shop. And it came to a point where, well, first off, I supplied the materials, the plotter, and he brought like the pill board. And then we both did clients, and we had an agreement on like pay for that. And
was he a tinner as well?
No, he was a rapper.
Okay.
So he didn't know nothing about tint.
Gotcha.
So I was still new, relative. 6 months in, like tint is still,
Sure, baby.
Yeah, and I just got out of mine. So I went to YouTube, or not went to YouTube, for YouTube University.
YouTube University, baby.
So I learned on YouTube, and then 5 months in, I went to a class, and then after class, I went to his shop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the class where he taught me how to do back and front windshield. So I was like still there. I had first few cars came in there, did it fine, no issues. He was the type of person, like, he would go behind my work, inspect everything, which I was cool because everything's coming out of your shop. Sure. Is your name on it.
Yep.
Please do that. I got a Prius in 2017 Prius. And it had a W window. Okay. So I've never done those type of windows before. Now, mind you, shrinking is usually straight.
Yep.
So when you have a curve there, I was just like, what is happening here? Yeah, what are we doing here? And I literally sat there for 12 hours doing that one window.
Did it have you're talking about the rear window?
Yep.
Did it have the rear windshield wiper?
No, it didn't have the windshield wiper. It just had the hump in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I spent 12 hours on that window. Put it on, put it off, put it on, put it off.
Phew.
Yes. But that's how determined I was. And he saw that. He saw that. Because he was in there rapping the whole time. So the client let me keep the car overnight as well. Next morning came in, it was like a tiny little finger in the back that popped up. Mm-hmm. Back then, still, I didn't know like the tricks and tips now to know.
Sure.
But I knew other tenders in the industry. So I went in there in the morning, I called him, I said, hey, it's this little finger that popped up. I'm going to redo this window one more time before the client comes. He's like, well, don't worry about it. I'm going to call the tender in here, and they're going to come fix it. So I was like, all right, whatever, cool. After I spent 12 hours out, whatever.
Sure. Probably not what you wanted to hear.
No, because I wanted to complete the job.
Right.
So called the tender in there, and once he did that, that's when like everything kind of broke, because he started bringing the tender in every single day. Now, mind you, I still had a 9-to-5 job. So he would call me saying, hey, we got a tent job. Can you leave work to come do this tent job? I would leave work. The other tender would be there. And he'd be like, oh, you need to just watch. Watch? Like, why are you using my equipment, my film, and I get no money off of it? Mm. So it became tension from that. Because I was like, I'm not taking PTO to watch. Yeah, right. I'm taking PTO to make some money and grow my business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the tender started doing all of his work for him. And I was like, that was an agreement when we came in. When we came in, I was doing the tent or da-da-da-da-da. And so we had a Maybach, we did. And this was the breaking straw. He had a Maybach, and he's like, he'd been promised me the Maybach the whole time. But I guess like when that one car happened, like he lost all confidence in me. So the Maybach came in, he called the other tender in there. I was shocked to see the tender, but I was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna be humble, I'm gonna be blessed. I'm around the Maybach right now. Okay, never seen a Maybach before, never touched one. I'm gonna be blessed, I'm gonna just enjoy this moment. So tender coming there, tint the whole Maybach. He calls me like the next day, fussing on the phone, like, everything's effed up, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, dude, I didn't touch it. You told me not to touch it.
Yeah.
Call the other tender.
Yeah, why you telling me?
Yeah, but he was like, y'all need to come back here and fix it, y'all. But me being humble, went back in there, and I'm with the tender, cutting out the film again for him. And I'm on the outside of the window, like, you know, Maybachs have deep seals. Mm-hmm. So I'm on the other side, like, make sure he got it all lined up, telling him, like, go shut right or left, whatever. And so he comes over, he was like, shut up, stop talking to shop. Like, I don't want to hear nothing. Like, y'all just need to fix the Maybach and keep it moving. And I was like, me and this tender, like, both looked at each other and looked at him. And he just, like, sat there with his chest puffed up. And I was like, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. He was like, well, I don't want to hear nothing. Like, I'm just frustrated. I'm just tired. I need to push this car out. And so, like, at that point, I started about to cry. Because I was just like, I've never had a man just, like, disrespect me to that point. Especially when I'm just trying to help. Like, I don't even give you that type of energy, that type of tone or anything. Like, at this point, like, I'm conflicted because I was already having, like, bad energy by everything you were doing. But now this is like, at what point am I going to say this is enough?
Right.
So I walked out, I was just crying. I called my husband. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm so conflicted. And like, I always say, like, one thing I'm grateful for is my husband let me go through my things on my own. So I would tell him, like, because he wanted to come up there and like.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's probably not the phone call you needed to make.
But I was telling him, like.
I don't know him like that, but I'm just telling you, like, from a husband, that's not, you know. Yeah. I can't imagine it. My daughter was to call me and said some guy told me to shut up while I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be a great conversation.
It wasn't.
I cannot imagine it going well.
So with my husband, I told him, like, to stay away. Like, I'm calling you to vent to you. I'm not calling for you to resolve this issue.
Which is important. I think that a lot of people should understand that. Like, that little line right there
Statement, yeah.
is so powerful because a guy, most men,
Protectors.
well, it's a solution thing, right? Like you're calling me with a problem, I want to help you solve it immediately, especially if that means slapping somebody in the mouth, right? Like you almost look forward to it. Like,
yeah, I've been waiting for this.
You called the right person if you're looking for a solution. But it's important to clarify because and kudos to him for allowing you to go through that because it is tough. Like because you can get real solution real quick and stuff like that. So it's like for him to be able to step back and be like, okay, like and like I said, that communication back and forth is really important. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think that helped because we were long distance for a year.
Yeah.
That first year we had nothing but communication.
Yeah.
But so I went back inside, finished the Maybach, kept my head down the rest of the day, went home, vented to my husband again about it, and then we went back to work the next day. No, I didn't go back the next day. I took a break of one day, went home, came back, or went to my 9 to 5, and then the next day I went into work. I was like, all right, I took a breather, maybe to go back in here and like have a adult conversation, like telling him like what I don't appreciate. This is how we're going to move forward,
sure,
or this is how I want to move forward. And came in there, and he was just so like, so what, you want to stay or you want to go? I said, oh, you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll cancel all my appointments today. I'm gone.
We're good.
Yeah. And so he was like, well, I have a car coming. Are you going to do that? I said, no, I'm not doing nothing for you. Like, I'm gone. Then that all happened within like 30 days of me being there. So I learned quickly to move on.
Yeah.
So I had canceled my 11 o'clock appointment. It's crazy. I posted a video of that journey of when, because I posted a video like me moving into his shop, and I posted a video of me moving out of his shop. Of it. So I really try to record like my journey during that process. But I canceled my 11 o'clock appointment to, luckily she was understanding. She was like, girl, I would help you move out. Like, hell no, we ain't gonna do that. So she literally came, pulled up. Cool. I threw film in the back of her car.
Let's go.
She drove to my house, and I was like, I'll just tint it at my garage. I'll go back to my garage. And she was like, girl, no, like, you're going through a lot right now. Don't worry about tinting. I just started bawling in my driveway because I just felt, at that point, I felt like a failure.
Sure.
I felt like I was going back to my garage. I have a social media presence. People are watching me. People are saying like how I'm inspiring them. I went to a shop, and now back at home, like, how do I explain this to social media that this is where we at now? Like, we went back. And at that point, I was one of those social media people that I wanted everything to look perfect online. Sure. I wanted everything to look good. I didn't want you to know I had setbacks.
Right.
I didn't understand the value in that back then. So for like 2 weeks, I didn't post because I was like, I'm embarrassed to show people like I'm back at home in my garage. So I went on my Facebook group, and I was like, in my city, and I was like, hey, does anybody have any shops or bays I could rent out? Anybody I could work, anybody know any commercial realtors where I could rent a space out? The devil hit me up. Oh, for real though. Yeah. So, and it's crazy because like, I was so naive because I thought, I come from military, 18 to 20, whatever, I was in the military. And so like, I'm thinking people aren't that evil. But in business it's different because it's a doggy world. People just want to feed their family, take care of their family, and do well. And so they will sacrifice a lot of things to get to that point.
That's right.
And so I had somebody reach out to me. He was like, hey, I got an opportunity for you. Meet me here at this job site tomorrow, and we could talk about it. It was at Safe Light. Pulled up. He had 5 cars. He was tinting. So I'm like, wow, 5 cars. Like, I've never tinted 5 cars in one day. Like, this is inspiring. He came out. He was like, this is how much I made in business last year. He pulled out like his pay stub or his square. That should have been a red flag. Yeah. The business owner, why you got a square?
Sitting at Safe Flight, looking at Square reviews. There's some check, But yeah, continue. I understand. I get it. I do.
So it says something like 250,000 in the Square. So I was like, whoa, like I've never seen that type of money before. Never knew tinting made that type of money. So I was just like,
could have been a screenshot. He could have screenshotted this. Got it off Google. Sorry. That's where my mind goes. I've been burnt so many times. I'm like, scroll down a little bit. Right. Click on the home button. Buying that shit. Right. There's something off here. Something don't go right.
I didn't know at that time.
I get you. It's just funny.
So he showed me that. So he's like, and he's here at Safe Flight, 5 cars. I'm thinking like, wow, this is like really the man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So he was like, I'm getting older. I'm starting to walk away from my business. And what I want to do is I want to work with you for the next 3 years. We build you up. We make you the best tenor out here. And I'll sell you half the company. Or we could do a buyout for it. So I was like, a buyout?
That sounds reasonable.
Well, he was like, I'll sell you half to the company. So like retire on the rest of the half. And I was like, nah, I'll do a buyout with you. So yeah, it sounded reasonable for somebody that you didn't meet within 30 minutes though.
Right. Yeah.
But that was a red flag. I ignored it again.
Right.
So boom, we get the tinting, working, and things were going all right for like the first few days. And then immediately the customer service. I noticed the customer service was bad. Like he would smoke black and miles in the middle of the shop in the client's face and ash on the floor, throw the butt on the floor. Just cussing, speaking a vulgar type language around clients. And then it got to a point where, Core has a cut history in it. So our agreement was, since we're doing this together, and I was bringing the clients in because I had the social media following. Sure. So he was like, well, when you're at work, I'll still do your clients for you. And we'll just get 50-50. Or if I'm doing whatever and you do the client, whatever we're doing 50-50, we're splitting 50-50. You buy roll, film. We go half on the rent, half on the thing, whatever. So he ended up, I went to the Core cut history. It's about 16 cars in like 10 days that he didn't tell me about. But he used all my material because I'm the one I only supplied the material. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to like use my material and then he ordered some in because I already had a whole bunch of material from just moving in the shop.
Just try to keep it even.
Yeah, so I noticed that, and so when I confronted him about it, he was being dishonest about it. He was a very aggressive person as well. It was just very challenging with that. And then like I think a hard time as well is when you are attractive in a space, a lot of times men will sexualize you a lot. And I think that's the hard thing is like trying to work with men and them have that, be able to control their temptations and their words. And he wasn't strong with that. He couldn't do that. And so it made me uncomfortable. I was coming to work too. And so.
And you have to address it. You can't, it's not one of those things that you can just like, because the longer you push it off, or because people are bad about just like, oh, okay, maybe he's harmless. He don't mean nothing. And then, over time, it just gets worse.
It gets worse. I had to learn that too. Because a lot of times I think for females, you don't want to be a problem.
Right.
You seem like you don't want to be a problem.
Sure.
But by continuing on, you're sacrificing yourself to not be a problem for them, even though they're making it a problem.
Yeah.
I had to learn that.
I deal with it all the time. It's a huge struggle.
The women won't say all of you.
I know. It's like, please stop, guys. No. I am joking, but it is a serious thing.
Oh,
it's a respect thing. Like it's hard,
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's, it puts you in a tough spot where it's, you want to be able to say, hey, look, this is where it stops. Like,
right.
But obviously like that causes conflict, right? And when you're just trying to go with the flow and keep things going, but you gotta be strong. You gotta be tough and, address it as soon as possible. Cause people, they're going to push the boundaries.
Every time.
More
and more.
Yep.
All right, let's go.